easy assembly, adjustable wrench and screwdriver. I don't see anything easy about this at all. We'll come back to this later. Morning, everyone. Happy Saturday morning. Welcome back to Sid's Blue Sky Farm. I wish you could see what's happening right behind me here, just to the left of that small pine. We have 2 carp I put in last spring. They're about that big, I would guess 8 or 9 pounds by now. And an awful lot of other fish that looks like they might be 1 or 2 pounders. Hopefully those are some bass that have survived here in the pond. But it looks pretty healthy. It's all churned up from another maybe inch and a half of rain last night that we really and truly needed. It just was great to get it for the yard, for the well, for the pool, and of course here for the pond. But boy, between the turtles and the really big fish, you can see why this is my favorite spot. I mean, I love being down at the dock when the sun goes kind of low. Otherwise it's pretty hot. But right here under the shade of this big oak tree, it's just one of my favorite things to do. Come down here mid-morning and just glance out over the pool and watch the fish and the turtles swim around, and a little touch of nature in our lives here. We've got a little bit of an assembly project. I bought I can't remember, preacher curl bench. I've got to get that assembled this morning. I just have a feeling that's not going to be one of my favorite things of the day, but it needs to be done. I really just want to get started using it. Other than that, this rain is going to bump up the grass around the house for sure. I don't think it's going to make enough dent here in the pasture. At least I hope not. I hope bush hogging is over. I have connected the garden tiller, the behind the tractor tiller. So that's one of our projects today. We're going to go out there and try to figure out the fluid levels. There is an oil bath with a chain on one side, and then the main motor drive hydraulic or oil tank. I got to do a little Google search and make sure I put the right kind of fluid in there so it lubricates and keeps that thing nice and healthy. If you look just over my shoulder here, right there where those trees are, there's a little indented section, and it's really a perfect area for a bed. I'm probably going to put a couple of crepe myrtles down there, some of the green variegated plants that will fill in, make a little border, and I have a small dogwood that's in a pot. So I think that might work. It may be too warm, there may not be enough shade, but maybe the pines and the crepe myrtles will get enough shade on that small dogwood to make it survive. So we'll see. Like I say every week, I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is this: I love being down here. I love being on this place, and I love being back home. It's just something I never thought I would get to do. And all of us, my wife, my mother-in-law, and I are just really happy here. We love this place. Life's pretty good at the moment. It's good to be healthy. It's good to be happy. And it's certainly good to be back in Ridge Grove. So we'll close out for now. I might watch the fish for a few more minutes, and then we'll go up and get started on those other 2 projects. What are you doing, fish? Where are you? Oh, there you are. Wow. That's a big fish. Okay, let's get down here and mess with the tractor a little bit. Here's my tiller, a Sigma. The reservoir here that we're going to work on is there for the drive motor. Then on this far side here, you'll see that's where the oil bath is. Chain driven rotor, I guess, inside there that you have to make sure that you get set up. And uh-oh. Well, maybe we won't be moving the tractor for a little while. That's just great. All right. I think it's always important to celebrate the, wow, that was good. Don't do that. It's always important, as I was saying, to have the right equipment. Had the compressor close by, an extension cord, and a really long hose. So let's get the tire inflated. And just like that, we're back in business. That really helped. All right. Adjustable wrench and the world's greatest invention, vice grips. This one first. Okay, let's get some paper towels instead of dumping all that crud down into the reservoir. Do a little research to find out exactly what weight oil or lube goes in there. A little tight. All right. I think this one's just a plug. A sight glass, but boy, it is just so... There's no way to see what that is like. I guess I'm just gonna have to... Don't be difficult. All right. Not bad news at all. That looked pretty well filled. Okay, I think we've reached a conclusion here. One conclusion is it's still really hot, really humid. The two reservoirs on this tiller have fluid in them, but the one in that main gearbox looks like it's really thin. I may have put hydraulic fluid in there, and I don't think it calls for hydraulic fluid, but that might have been the shortcut. I'm trying to say it the right way. That may have been really something dumb I did. But I haven't run it very much since I added to it the last time. And the oil bath, I can see just really low down in there. It looks like a glimmer of the fluid. So we're gonna do a quick Google search here, try to figure it out. I think everything uptown is closed. Probably won't be able to get it today, but that's okay. We won't start running the garden tilling until early part of the week, but might be a good time to go up and get some new oil for this thing, and also take that tire in and let a patch be put on it. So we'll see how that all works out. All right, let's move over to the pool, try to get that part of the day going, and we'll see what else we can get into here in just a few minutes. Previously. And off it goes. We are back from a little pool work. Got this project behind me. Maybe I'll just show you the finished product. It's just not going to be as easy as I thought, and there's no need in boring you with me getting really frustrated with putting together a piece of equipment. Show you the end of it sooner or later. It is really hot to be out in the yard still. I was thinking today would be one of the first cooler days we're going to be able to gather, but boy, it is not turning out to be that way. And as some of you know, I have a YouTube channel that is called A Backwards Glance. It's named after my first book, and it really is just a collection of stories in and around here in Chambers County, friends, family. Really some of the crazy things we got into, because believe it or not, we led a very out there kind of life when we were kids. You know, we had an awful lot of freedom, and we were on our own most of the time. So we got into some troubling things, and we got into some fun at times. But I tell a few stories about that. The other thing I have is a writing advice channel, and it's called Sid Mickle Publications. And I've been doing a lot of research because the Writing Advice channel, nor the Storytelling channel, and to be very honest, this channel doesn't have a lot of traction. But I have people ask me a lot, why do you do this? You know, it's got to be troubling to stop, move your camera, start back up, and try to have some sort of continuity to what you're doing. And it is. It's awkward at times. Sometimes the editing obviously shows me making a mistake and not doing the right thing. But when I get the question of why do you do that, it's because I enjoy it. I like doing it. It's just that simple. I like it. I like having that recorded. I think one reason is because in my family, we never took pictures. We have virtually 24 pictures from my childhood, from the years past that I remember. Nobody took pictures and nobody really seemed to record things. So maybe that's why I like it so much. The other thing that people ask me all the time is about the Writing Advice channel. And look, it is a very narrow niche. It's a very narrow part of YouTube. But I do that because I like it. The win for me isn't in the channel blowing up. It's the fact that I do stuff that I think is good. I think the advice is really good, and I think it might help some people. I think that's really the reason I do it. When I think about how that compares, okay? Yes. Getting interrupted by my wife asking a question, so she obviously doesn't know how important this is. That's between us. Remember, that's just between us. What was I saying? Okay, talking about YouTube. You know, those big channels, they're successful. I wish them the very best. I watch an awful lot of channels that are highly successful. I probably won't get there, but I truly enjoy it as I relate that back to the book world. And I say this in the Writing Advice channel all the time. I'm not going to write, probably not going to write the next great crime fiction novel that's going to sell 1 million copies. I'm probably not going to write the next crime novel that's going to sell 5,000 copies, because that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of books. People get hung up on numbers. They get hung up on the generation of revenue. They get hung up on numbers like thousands of, or 500 of, or 5,000 of. When I think about writing, and I say this to people all the time, the big win for me is when I publish that book. I write it, I edit it, I send it out to a professional editor, I spend money on it. I buy or hire a professional cover designer to put a professional cover on it. So, in this long-winded story, let me just say, I have the win when I publish that book. When we go through the process of self-publishing on KDP, I get the proof back, I look at it, it looks great, print, and I maybe buy a dozen books myself, author copies. That's the win. That's what I hold in my hand. That's what I share with my family and my friends, and a small following of people who like what I write. If I was hung up on not selling 1,000 or 500 books or 5,000 books, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't write. I'd quit. I'd just walk away from it. So how does this fit into our Sid's Blue Sky Farm YouTube channel? It's all about perspective. There are people who have 5,000 acre farms. Guy right down here in central Alabama has a beautiful farm, Triple R. I love watching it. Man, they are hardworking people and they kill it. They do great stuff. There's a channel called Bell's Farm up in Massachusetts. Brilliant, wonderful channel. Sunny Farms, I love it. It is a great channel there. They are just people you want. You look forward to seeing them. And, you know, I get that. I understand that. I feel that way about these small, irrelevant videos that we do. I feel exactly the same way. I don't hope not to have a lot of viewers, but I don't sweat not having a lot of viewers. I like what we're doing. I hope you do. I'd love to have more comments. I'd love to have people actually engage, participate. Especially like the guy who sent me the note about the bush hog. Like, You got your arms too low. You got your top link wrong. Boy, that was just great. I love that. And his comment was, I don't mean to be negative. And it's like, negative? You're like an instructor or you're like a coach. That's great. Send it. Anything you say I'm doing wrong, send it. I want to hear it. Today, you'll notice we got a few things done. We spent some time by the pond, one of my favorite spots. We did a little tractor tire repair. We got the bottom feeding or bottom cleaning robot fired up and running, and it's running right now. And we at least understand what we got to do to the tiller. And those are some pretty big things. Now we're going to stop filming. I don't want to watch. You don't want to watch me throwing tools around. Let me go over here and work on my little bar that I got to set up. But until we come back together, everybody have a great week. I hope you take some time, spend it with your friends and your family. It'll be the best part of your week. Give us some comments if you want to. We'd appreciate it. Take care. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Unbelievable. It only took like 30 minutes. One preacher curl bar fully assembled. And it actually works.